Welcome back. I have Tyrod Taylor with me, former Hampton great, former great up at Virginia Tech, and has been drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. We're trying to get you in here, and I know you've had a lot of things going on with being drafted and everything, but let's go back to when you first started. Now, you started ball where everybody else is in the rec league.
Yes.
And talk a little bit about that.
Yes, growing up in the Hampton area, a team that I heard of from Ronald Curry and guys like that at Hampton High was a team named Hampton Tornadoes, and that's where I started out at. Started when I was 5 years old. I only got a chance to play one game that year, and after that, I started throughout the rest of the years. And my dad was the head coach for the majority of my time.
Was you always a quarterback, or did you run the ball? What?
I think my first 2 days I was the right tackle or something like that, but I didn't like that position too much, so I had to get the ball in my hands. And since then, I've been playing quarterback.
Did you always feel like that you could make something happen?
Yes, I did. Growing up, even playing with my cousins in the yard, I always had a strong arm that could throw the ball from one side of the house to the other side of the house. So I felt that I could play quarterback, and I wasn't the fastest guy at the time, but you couldn't always touch me. So I think I had moves, and I always felt like I could make a play or I could make someone miss. So being at a young age, you want to put your most athletic or the guy with the most dynamic style at quarterback because he touches the ball the most.
Right. And in the rec league, you do that. But you also had some moves, so it's an instinct. Some people think it's because you have good peripheral vision, which I think it helps a lot because you sometimes can see movement coming out of the side, can't you?
Yes, yes, sir. That's just something God blessed me with. Of course, you train, but you can't always train those type of things. Vision is something that I was blessed with, and I use it in my game, whether it's seeing a backside defender before even turning your head, just feeling them and getting away from them.
Right. And see, that's an innate ability. You can't coach that.
Exactly.
It's like the guy says, I can't coach fast. I can teach you got to be quicker, but either he's fast or he's not fast.
Yes, sir.
All right, so then you go to Hampton High, and you're coming in there after some great quarterbacks, and Ronald Curry and Marcus Higgins, and you're stepping in. Did you feel that you could do the job? I mean, you had your own confidence?
Yes, and especially the experience that I had. Like you said, coming from Hampton Tornadoes, we always won that league, so the expectation every year was for us to win every year, and that's how it is at Hampton High. And I got the opportunity to play as a true freshman. Mike Roberts, the starting quarterback at the time, which was a senior, got hurt in our first scrimmage against Huguenot, and I had to come in. Maybe it was the second series, and I played well throughout that scrimmage and ended up starting that season for like the first 4 games, and we were winning. So just something I think Coach Smith gave me the opportunity at an early age to go out there and control the offense and be the leader for the team, and just carried on with me throughout the years.
Well, sometimes it takes somebody to get hurt for you to step in. And, we feel sorry for the other guy, but it gave you an opportunity.
Yes.
Now, when you were with the Tornadoes, do you remember some of the teammates you had? Did they all go to Hampton, or did they go to some other school?
When a lot of those guys went to Bethel. We had some guys go to Hampton, had some guys go to Heritage, but it was kind of pretty much spread out.
Okay, so then when you got to high school, you got to play against them.
Oh yeah, and that's the fun thing to be out in high school playing against the guys, especially at JV and early on, because all those guys don't go on to play varsity maybe the 11th grade year, but especially early on JV, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, you're playing against guys that you competed with and that you played with at a rec league level. And
they knew what you could do.
Oh yeah, they did.
So they knew what they were coming up against, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They knew the talent that I had. Like I said, I got faster over the years. I wasn't always the fastest guy, but I always had moves and I was quick. But I got faster over the years, and I think that just added to my game and made me more explosive.
All right, now let me ask you something, because a lot of people don't believe this, but I believe, you were a good basketball player. Did you take some of that carry over, the lateral movement and stuff, and the quickness you had to have in basketball? Did that help you in football?
Yes, it did. It overlapped. And being in basketball all year with the AAU and doing the season with the high school team or with the rec league team, and then carrying over to football, some of those things you do use as far as lateral movement is pretty much the same. So I just tried to better myself when I was on the basketball court to carry over on my game into football or vice versa.
Did it ever enter your mind that maybe you might want to try basketball at the next level, or football was?
Football, I always had to love football. I played basketball, and I really like basketball, but I think I pretty much played that because I was athletic enough to play it. I think I was a pretty good player, but my heart was always in football.
That's your passion.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell that. All right, then you graduate and you get recruited and you go to Virginia Tech. And you go up there with a program that is noted for their quarterbacks. I mean, you're walking into a different level.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about the difference from high school. And before we go into that, talk a minute about winning the state championships, because I think that's important.
Yes, Hampton High had been going through a downtime as far as winning the state championship, and it was one thing that the coaches told me when I first got to Hampton. It was if you leave Hampton High without putting something in the trophy case, then you haven't did anything in your time being at Hampton, and that's something that I always wanted to do, whether it was through basketball or football, was to put something in the trophy case, and we was able to do that playing together our 11th grade year. I don't know if you remember, we lost to Indian River the first game of the season, and everything just came back, and we ended up going out there and winning.
Well, you know, Hampton has done that before. Lost the first game of the season and ended up winning the state championship. I mean, there was always the same. If you're going to beat Hampton, get them first.
Yeah, actually, hold on. Let me see. If we didn't lose to Indian River that year, we lost to Phoebus midway through the season. They called my punt return back. I remember that. We lost to Indian River the following year, my senior year, first game.
That's right. Okay, I have trouble keeping them all straight, too. Now you go to Virginia Tech. Different level of competition. Everybody's good.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that.
I remember the first day of practice, everything was just going so fast. The terminology was different. It was more defenses that you had to face, that you had to know. It was it was a shock for me, coming from high school. And this is a great area of talent, but you don't see everything is not as fast. Like you said, when you get to college, everyone's good, and it's even different when you get to the NFL. But back to college, my first day, I was thrown into the fire, and I went out there and made some plays. I think I impressed the coaches. I was on the scout team for maybe a week before they wanted to try me with the varsity team. And I went in there, like I said, made some plays. Didn't know everything I needed to know, but I was making plays and moving the chain. So it caught the coach's eye, and they wanted to give me a shot. My freshman year against LSU, we lost to East Carolina, or didn't play well against East Carolina the first game, and we were having a hard time against LSU the second game of the season. And they put me in there, and I went out there and made some plays. Ended up still losing. I scored the only touchdown. Still a loss, but it was a confidence builder for me to let me know, because that was the #1 defense at the time, to let me know that I could go out there and play and compete with these guys. It was a confidence builder, and I just built on from that game. I wanted to never take any steps backwards from that game.
Just kept going forward.
Yes, sir.
Talk about reading defenses. This is something you hear about, but you had to do it.
Yes, I had to do it, and I had to learn quick, especially against Coach Foster's defense in practice every day. And I think that's what helped me a lot. Of course, watching film and knowing our offense, of course, helped the process. But going against Coach Foster, he wanted to make it as hard as possible each and every week for us to better his defense.
Right.
And he does a good job of disguising coverages, and that's where I kind of picked up on it. And it started to slow down to me. I would say that the beginning of my sophomore year. My freshman year, I was out there just playing and having fun and doing with the coaches. They didn't open the full playbook to the end of the season, but the sophomore year, they gave me the full playbook, and we went out there and made some plays. But things started really coming along throughout the end of my sophomore on to the junior and senior year. I still played well my freshman year, but you could see the progress from my sophomore on through the senior.
Right, I could see it watching you play that you were getting better, and it looked like to me you had more confidence.
Yes, sir. And it was a different. I had to get used to a new set of receivers, and they had to get used to me. Coming in there, my freshman year had 4 senior receivers, guys that went on to play the NFL. So my sophomore year, we brought in 4 new guys, and I had to get used to them. Like I said, they had to get used to me. So it was just a time of us getting our time in together and getting comfortable with each other and going out there and playing and making plays.
I know you've been drafted. You're going up to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes, sir.
And that's another experience we can't talk about. You haven't even got there yet.
Yeah, but, I'm looking forward to it.
We're going to come up and see you and see if we can't see how you're doing up there.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, I appreciate you stopping by and seeing us.
Oh, no problem. This is like home right here.
It is home. Well, I want to thank you for watching LSC in Sports Time. I want to thank my special guest today. I'm your host, Bob Henson. Until next time.